Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Boogered Up podcast, everybody, and today we are gathered by a very special guest. This man is half of the Dads Against Predators, globally known for taking down some of the shittiest scumbags in the world. Whether it's, off camera with some fists, or whether together it's for the justice that isn't been served, and we're here to get down to the bottom of all of it, okay? On Vice, King and the Sting, you name it, they've been everywhere. Everybody, please welcome one half of Dads Against Predators, D.A.P.
Let's go. My guys. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for having me. Who's fan of the podcast, man?
Thank you, man. Thank you. We saw you comment in, and we've been wanting to reach out, and it's one of those things where and it's absolutely no shade to anybody else that's been on this podcast, but you were one of the first people that I originally, with the group, was one of the first people because coming from the 419 and doing something as big as what you guys did globally was shocking. And I didn't want to reach out without a product that could give back to you guys, whether it was small or big. And you guys just kept growing, so it's hard to catch up to you guys. Yeah. But with our clips and our reach and everything, I think that maybe we can give something back. But the story that you guys have is just too good not to hear.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. You guys have been through obstacles left and right. And one of the very first things that I'm going to ask straight up, because this is one of the big things at the end-ish of when you guys were on All Over, you got shot.
Yeah, I got fucking shot, dude.
You got shot, which
fucking shot me.
Was unbelievable. And so I wanted to get the details of what happened with that, because as you were...
I got to ask, too. What
Go ahead.
What did it feel like?
Man, so, I mean, the adrenaline was going.
Yeah.
So,
paint us the picture. Paint us a picture of what happened when you ate a bullet.
But
I'll show
cartoon scenarios.
I can show you guys a video later. I mean, it's not a straight video, but you can hear everything that's going on. But, it was probably we only caught 10 to 15 predators since then. So it's probably our 250th around catch. You know what I'm saying? So
unreal. Small round of applause.
Yeah,
round of applause. 250 predators caught.
Right. And since 2020. So, however long that's been. And, every catch, we make sure we got the upper hand. We're watching the guy walk in.
Oh, we'll jump all into this, too. I want to hear all about that. But I want to hear first off that you ate a fucking bullet, dude.
Bruh,
because everybody in the communities, I'm in all the different communities and all that. Yeah. Everybody in the community is like, what the hell is going on? They were like, there's some legal stuff. We can't talk about it. Guys, we'll keep you informed as fast as we can. And then when it dropped that you got shot, everybody in the community lost their mind. Because they were like, holy shit, dude. So, paint the picture of that day. What happened? What catch? Just hit me with the story.
Even what'd you have for lunch?
So this was a weekend in North Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We had just gotten taken down off of YouTube.
Yeah. Okay.
So they fucking took our channel down, and so me and Josh were like, "Fuck!" And then we had a Patreon that was going. We had 900 members. We were doing really good. They took our Patreon down. They took our YouTube down all in one day, and then they took our TikTok down, and they took our Instagram down. All within 4 days. The YouTube and Patreon was the same day. So me and Josh were like, "Fuck, bro! What are we gonna do? We don't really know. This has happened. It's the second time. We've been through rocky roads and shit, and so we're like, let's go on a catch trip. One last catch trip, maybe. We'll see what's up." And we go and we catch. We're like every time we go, if it's me and Josh, if we have a weekend, we want to get to 6 guys. We want to each catch about 3 guys from a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's usually about the number you can get to. It's 6. Sometimes
it's insane to hear that.
6 in a weekend is just crazy.
6, and the way we talk to guys is we're not talking to you for hours and hours. We're not trying to spend our time doing that.
I really want to hear. This gun story, but I really want to hear all about that. But please tell me this one, because there's so many questions.
He said, "Get to it, right? Tell the details." So, brother, it's pretty crazy. So we're like, all right, let's catch 6. So we're at 5. One of our hugest fans, his name is Chips, cool ass dude, and we meet him for the first time there because he lives in North Carolina, an hour by. And so we're like, man, we don't know if we're about to keep catching or not. We just got taken down on YouTube. Everything's fucked right now. This might be our last catch. We got 5 guys. So, we got one more we're about to get. It's a late Saturday night. Usually we wake up Sunday and leave. Okay. So we're like, Chips, come on. Come watch a catch with us. Everybody always is like, can we watch a catch? Can we come along? So we're like, you can come with us and shit. And so Josh. It was Josh's guy. He was talking to the guy real quick. Probably 8 messages total.
Holy
I'm 13.
shit!
What's up? I want to take you to the woods. He says, and he's like, will you come to the park
Hatch
and
backwards.
then meet me in the woods? So this dude's got ill intent written all over him.
Oh
right?
my god, yeah.
And young black male, and so we're like, okay, let's go meet up with him. And we see him coming in to the store, and we're like, all right, you know what I mean? We got Chips with us, me, Chips and Josh, and we go into the store, and just like any other regular catch, you know, we're waiting for him, we're watching him. And
Watch
we
him
see,
going and shit.
Yeah, and we call, you know, from the decoy's phone,
Uh-huh.
and we see it's him, you know, just to confirm, we already know it's him.
Like
but
as he's walking in to see if
just
he's
to
looking
get
at
him,
his phone.
yeah, just to get him to like, hey, were you know what I mean? Like, got you, dumbass. So we do that, and you know, we've been through so many times. Every guy usually turns around. It's usually the same type of reaction. I mean, there's there's 10, 15 different reactions, but most everybody turns around and they're like, oh shit, and then they lie or they run or you know whatever.
Yeah.
And this dude didn't do that. He didn't do that one bit. As soon as we said, hey, what's up? His name was Dante. Shit, I don't know if I want to.
No, you can tell the first. You can tell the first.
Fuck Dante anyways. Fuck you, bitch. And and he, as soon as we're like, yo, Dante, what's up? Who you here to meet? He goes like, he does like a slick little look behind, and then he turns and just straight tries to grab Josh's phone. And that's fighting shit.
Yeah.
We're fighting now. We're about to fight. And so he tries to grab Josh's phone. Josh is like, tussle. Josh does like a 360 twist. And as Josh does the 360 twist, like before he can even spin around, this dude's like, boom, pulls out the gun. And as soon as he gets right here, I'm watching this whole thing because I'm about to punch him and shit. Like I'm ready to get him because he's grabbing at Josh's property. And so as soon as he sees like there was just instant reaction. As soon as I see him going like, boom, he just pulls it out real smooth. I just go, boom, I try to grab that bitch from him. And so now we're like in the air like this, like, and as we're doing this, bro, it was the scariest shit in my life. As we're doing this, he's like, oh, you fucked up now. And I'm like, oh,
he
shit.
said that shit to you while you're wrestling for the gun?
I'll let you hear it. I'll play this shit afterwards. I got goosebumps. Bro, look at my arms. Bro.
Oh, my God, he really does. Dude, this is a moment, dude.
I don't try to talk about this shit too much because it's kind of like,
traumatized.
Dude, this is PTSD for real.
And he says that, and I'm like, oh, I'm thinking, fuck, I gotta get this motherfucker. And I'm like, you know what I mean? You know, it's a gun, so I'm I got like the end of it, and I'm like, it's not a big gun. I'm trying to like get this bitch, and we're swirling in the air. And at this time, Josh is still like, he's just now like I can hear him just now like, oh shit. And then the dude Chips is like, put the gun down. And we're
shout out Chips. Shout out Chips.
Like I'm gonna make
halfway through the fight, Chips goes, hey yo,
why did Chips pop?
Little did I know.
I can see why he didn't though.
Hey, I love Chips, but little did I know, I didn't even know he had a gun on the whole time. He should have fucking popped his ass. He should have popped his ass right
real quick. Ooh, Chips,
dude. But it's a hectic situation. We're swirling and shit.
Yeah.
So by this time. He says, you know, are you fucked up now? And we're wrestling, and he's like, oh, you about to get it now? Like he's hitting me with punchlines. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's telling me it's
wild.
Over. He's telling me it's done. Yeah. And by this time, Josh jumps on his back. So now we're going to the ground, and we're on the ground, and he's on his stomach like this, and he's like trying to cock the gun, and you can hear him cocking it, and he goes. He cocks it, and he's like, yeah. He's like, y'all fucked up now. While Josh is like right here trying to get it. And I'm like reaching my arm in, but I only got my finger like in the loop in the gun hole now.
Yeah.
So I'm like
trying to stop him
shit.
from hitting the trigger.
If anything, I'm just gonna hit the trigger. Like I'm not.
As soon as he did that, I looked at his finger and I was like, he still got his finger there.
Oh yeah, this is And so I'm like in the finger, and I'm realizing like I'm not about to do shit. So I kind of pull it out and I go for like a different grab, and he's like, oh yeah, here go one, boom, and he shoots, and I'm like, and instantly poof, I see blood like going, and we're on our knees. I'm on my knees. Josh is on, you know what I'm saying? And Chips has kind of got his arms in there and shit. And like I stand up. Immediately I stand up, and I'm like, the first thing I thought of was to stand up. Like when he shot my leg. And I stood up, and I'm like, my leg's good. Boom, I start kicking the fuck out of his face just with the leg.
With the bullet?
With the leg he shot me. I'm like stomping on. I'm switching. I'm punching him, and he's like, oh yeah. He's like, oh yeah. I got one more for you motherfuckers. And he's trying to cock his gun again. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, my God.
And at this time, like, I'm like stomping on his fucking face.
Right.
My bad.
No, you're good, bro.
And I'm punching him and shit. And they're like just boom, and then all of a sudden, like after like probably bro, you can hear it. It's like 25 punches. Like this dude's not. He's not letting go gun.
Them?
He's eating these motherfuckers like trying to fucking hold the gun.
Yeah.
And he's trying to cock it. He's trying to cock it again. He's like, I got one more for you motherfuckers. And then like, I'm punching him and shit. And then eventually, Josh fucking grabs the gun. He's like, Josh throws the fucking gun, and he's like, all right. He's like, let me go. And we're just like kind of holding him down. And Josh is like, help and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like we're shot, and I'm like, Josh, bro, I'm shot. We gotta go. And I'm like, let him up. And then we let him up, and then I punched him again. And I'm like, because at this time, I'm like, when he gets up, things are going so fast.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck the gun's at. So I'm thinking like, shit.
He's running to it.
I seen he threw the gun there, but I don't know exactly where it's at. And then when he got up, like the way everybody stood up in the scuffle, he was the closest to the gun.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, Josh, let's go. I'm shot. Let's go. And I fucking just start running, and I get to the car, and I fucking start it up. And Josh comes, boom. Then Chips comes, and I'm like, and for some reason, you know, we probably should have stayed with like the police and waited for like the police to come or something. But in my mind, I'm like, oh, we just caused some shit in a Target. I'm like,
right. We're
like,
gonna get in some trouble.
Can't do it in the Target, dog.
I'm shot. I don't know if he's got the gun still.
Yeah, you're just trying to
running
peel.
Out, bro, and nobody's in the fucking Target. I'm running out. We're all the way, bro. And we're in the pop section of the Target, and they don't got no security fucking footage. What are you doing, Target?
This all went down in the middle of Target.
In the pop aisle. Every time we meet a predator, it's like in the pop or the milk aisle.
I thought
it's in the pop or the milk
aisle.
That's
what I tell
The way I
That's
was
where they
imagining this, dude, I was. Like, you guys are, like, off to the side over by, like, a Culligan water jug outside or something. You know
honestly, I love that image because I kind of go with that same thing. Just one of those little things you pull the tadpole out for sure.
Straight aisle 7, like aisle 7 pops type shit, bro. Like, but not in the aisle, but like right in the main section.
Were there bystanders were just watching?
No bystanders. It's like 8:30 at this time. As this, luckily, thank God, nobody is there. You know what I'm saying? And then once so as I'm running out, I'm seeing people like not knowing what's going on. I'm telling them, you can hear it in the video. I'm like, run, go. Because I don't know what the fuck. I'm thinking this dude's about to get the gun and come out like.
Yeah, it could be some wild.
Bro. He's going to try to finish us.
Really bad stuff.
So we get in the car and we drive off. And I got like kind of some of the video. I'm like, they're like, hey, you can't drive. You're shot. Like you're bleeding. My leg was bleeding like crazy. And they're like, you can't drive. You got to fucking like switch. So boom, Josh gets in the driver's seat. And he's like, I'm driving you to the hospital. And I'm like, no, we're not going to the hospital. Like, let's go to the Airbnb and fucking, let's go home. And so we get into the fucking, boom, like it's a busy ass section. As soon as we get out in this bitch, he's like, we got to take you to the hospital. You know, and then Chips is like, we should just turn around and go back to the cops, which is probably the best thing to do.
Fucking Chips.
But for some
Chips,
reason,
this man Chips, dude. I'm telling you, bro.
Everybody needs
this guy.
Everybody needs Chips in their story.
Chips is a G, bro. He's a legend. I love you, Chips. And for some reason in my mind,
put the gun down.
Put the gun down.
For some reason in my mind, I'm just like, we gotta go. I don't know why.
Right.
I'm just thinking, I want to go see my fucking kids. Like, I just got shot. I'm not. I don't know if he's like, we gotta go. And we get in the fucking. As soon as we get in the goddamn intersection, Josh is like, all right, look up GPS. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are we at? And I'm like, all right. I like fucking settle down. He's like, how's your leg? You know what I'm saying? How's your leg and shit? And I'm like, all right. I kind of like just chill. I'm like looking at my leg and I'm looking in the rearview mirror. Guess who the fuck's right behind us?
Cops.
Dante.
This motherfucker Dante's right behind me. And guess who? I make eye contact. As soon as I look in the mirror, eye contact with Dante. He goes like this. Boom, boom. My bad. I'm up in this bitch. Vibrant. He turns on the turn signal in this bitch, and he gets right behind us, and he's trying to get up next to us, and he's like, hey. And Josh, we're like, fucking go.
Right.
Go, because I don't know. I'm thinking he's got a gun.
Yeah, a bigger gun.
Or a bigger gun. I'm thinking bigger gun. It's bigger gun time. Right?
Yeah, it sounds like a drum. He got a drum on it.
Exactly. I'm thinking Drum City. 50 rounds. Lay it down type shit. And so we're like, Josh is driving. We're in my girl's car. Josh has got a Charger, so he thinks he's driving a Charger. He's driving a Honda and shit. And we're not going fast, bro. We're trying to get away. He's got a shitty.
We're not going fast.
He's got a shitty ass car too, but he is driving like a man.
He's driving like it's a Beamer.
Hey, stop! Hey, come here. Like on some like
he
we
want
ain't
more.
dumb.
We
about
have
to
a
come up and
conversation.
pop us.
Yeah.
And so bro, we're trying to evade him. We're faking exits. He's running over pillars and shit.
Holy
bro does
shit.
not. I'm telling you, it was the wild. If we had a video of what the fuck he was
Like
doing,
oh my
it was
God.
like some like movie shit, bro. Like we would get on the exit, boom, swerve back to like fake his ass because he would get an exit, and then he would just ride over the pillar, just boom, boom, boom.
Holy.
And so we're like, oh, he's coming to kill us.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
So we're driving. Dude is not. We can't evade this motherfucker. It's not like on some movie shit. Josh is not doing good. In fact, we're driving, and Josh is trying to shake this motherfucker so bad. We're in like a double left turn. He tries to swerve back. Boom! Another car smokes us. Boom! Smokes our back. Now the turn wheel is like this and shit.
Yeah.
And so boom, we're driving, bro. I'm telling a long ass story, but
No, you're good. You're good.
Dude, I'm in it.
This is like 30. This is like a 30-minute process until it ended. So this is
only 30 minutes.
This is the right
He's
now
probably like the 20
at
minute
hit,
mark.
At the hit, we're at
God.
we're at like the 10 mark.
Oh,
and then
Beth.
we drive into this fucking. Josh is like, he don't know what to do. He's driving. We're driving on the fucking main roads. He don't know where to go. And Josh is like, and we're like, go here. And Chips is like, go there. And he's like, I should go here. And we're like, he's coming up on us. Like, it's fucking hectic as fuck,
God
bro. Like,
bless.
the
Okay.
craziest situation ever. And I'm fucking bleeding and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
so let's not
I'm shot.
forget the fact that you're gushing
yeah,
blood.
I'm gushing, I'm blood, I'm bleeding and shit. And then so boom, Josh goes into a parking lot. There's no exit in this parking lot. So we're driving up.
It's a one-way in,
It's a
one.
one way in, one way out.
Oh my God!
So, boom.
Who the hell makes them anyway?
So who makes these motherfuckers?
Yeah.
So we pull in and we're trying. Josh is still doing his best to do some Fast and Furious X type shit.
Yeah.
He's pulling up. He's stopping. He's pulling up. And this dude, he's not waving a gun.
Yeah.
He's not like he doesn't really have the best shot. So we're still thinking like he might have a gun. And bro, he got us into like. Josh kind of fucked up, and like we were like in this fucking like there's no way out.
Yeah.
And so we turn around and shit, and he comes, boom, and he pulls up, and we're like, oh, this is it, type shit. Like,
Yeah,
he's
you're
about to
dead.
come up,
Yeah.
And he's reached out, and he's like, yo, don't. He's like, I just want to talk. And we're kind of waiting for him to do some shit.
Yeah,
but
some shady
Josh,
shit.
well, now we have his gun. So now
Oh, yeah.
Josh has his gun.
Chips gun.
Chips got. Oh yeah, my bad. At this time, Chips got the gun. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
midway,
Chips at the thing went
at
at
the
or he
thing,
has
he
his
got the
own.
gun.
Oh, he's got two guns
he's
now.
got two guns now. So now
Y'all have two guns.
now we got two guns.
They
So
got
now,
upper hand.
now we pull in, boom. We're like surrounded, and Chips is like, well, I got his gun, and I'm like,
Chips, what the
I'm
fuck?
like, you got it. I'm like, bro, you got the fucking gun, and
wants
we're like,
his gun back.
but we all know that like we're not really even worried about that gun because we're thinking he has another gun.
Yeah.
So Chips is like, we got his gun. So Josh is like, give me the fucking gun. And he's like, motherfucker. He's like, bro, get the fuck away from us.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? And dude's like, bro, he gets out of the car and he's like, I got money. He's like, I got money. And I'm like, put the fucking money down and get the fuck out. He puts down like $7. Swear to God, no true story, bro. He's true story.
In that moment,
Hey,
in that moment,
shot his ass.
that's
for
all.
laying down, having the
broke
audacity
bitch.
to throw down $7 in exchange for shooting you.
Bro, I swear, it might have been a 20, but it was like $2 bills, and I'm like, and I've seen nothing. And we're like, all right, go. And he's like, bro, I got a daughter. Like, I got a daughter. And he's saying shit. He's trying.
Yeah, the whole time he's trying to get out of the video
He's
part.
trying to get out of like us putting a video up, and we're
Yeah.
like, all right, cool, get the fuck out. Like,
That's
get the
cool.
fuck out.
Like, we
Good
won't
for him.
put your shit up. We aren't anywhere anymore, dude.
And by this time, he's walked over, and Josh has got him at gunpoint, and he's saying all this shit like this, throwing out money. And he's far away from his car, but we're real close to our car.
Thank God
And-
there's no cameras in this parking lot.
Bro, and funny
Oh,
thing is,
no.
like 100 yards away, they're just like some insurance dudes with ties, just like three of them just watching.
Look at them guys.
Just
Howdy,
got done with
guys.
their Saturday night bar trip, bumping lines
They're like,
off the bathroom toilet, and they're just like,
They're probably like,
man, this is some crazy shit down here,
I
dude.
know, they're probably having a boring ass night. They're like, man, could you imagine if we just didn't go to college? We would be having the time of our lives. Look at, they're making money right now. They ain't even doing anything.
I'm thinking like they're probably like, oh, these TikTok generation, look at them
Yeah,
trying to go
oh,
viral.
well,
dude.
young
Shit.
scallywags.
Right. So he's kind of far away from the car at this point. We got him gunpoint, and we get into the car and we think we're slick and we drive off.
Right.
He's not having this shit. He didn't get what he wanted out of this situation for some reason. I don't know what the fuck he wanted. He chases us down again. And we're still on the fucking
gas
speed
does
chase,
dude
and we're like, and now he's getting up close to us, but we got a little bit more like we're still trying to get away, but like we're like, all right, he's probably not got a gun. And he said, I got a daughter and shit. And we pull into this place and we're like, all right, we're not going to put the video out. Like, all right. Like, he's like, I got a daughter. And we're like, we're just yelling. Like, there's no like talk. We're just like, okay.
Where'd you pull
Get
into?
the fuck out of here,
Like,
bro.
you guys are just still concerned about the fact that there was a bullet flying.
Yeah,
He's super concerned about his life being over because this video out.
my dude got
Y'all
a
are
bullet in his
super
fucking
concerned
leg.
about your life actually being over because of a bullet.
And let's go in a little bit on this pussy. So we go back.
He ain't even buy
He
you no
leaves.
McDonald's.
We leave, and we're going back to the Airbnb. That's where Chips' whip at. So we go back there, and it's time for us to like get the fuck out of there, anyways. So I got the bullet in my leg, and we go back, and we're like, let's clean up this Airbnb real quick, like fast as we fucking can. And we're trying to.
And you
We're getting all our shit.
And
out
my
of this
has a
Airbnb.
bullet in
my
his
boy
leg.
leaking
Bro,
still.
We're getting all the shit out of this Airbnb, and like Chips leaves, we got the gun now, and we're like, Josh is like, bro, let's go to the hospital. You sure you want to go to the hospital? I'm like, bro, let's get the fuck out of here. We're out. And so we start to leave, and we just got this gun, and I'm about to take this gun, so I just throw the gun in the trash can, and we're like I'm not doing the smartest shit at this hour.
I'm glad he said that.
I can see.
I'm like, dog, you ain't seen one movie, dude, where you just
Dumbass. I can see you thinking it up.
didn't even take the clip
You
out.
gotta
Just kept
drive
everything,
over
bro.
a giant bridge to get into Ohio coming from south, into Kentucky over a river.
Right?
Oh,
So
You drove down or did you
we
fly?
drove. It's like
Yeah, 'cause you
it's an
said
8-hour drive.
he said he had his
Fucking
girl's car.
drove.
That's
You
why
could've
I
done
figured
okay,
it,
yeah,
bro.
go ahead. Go
It's
ahead.
It's an 8-hour drive, so we're like, boom, we're out, and we're driving, and our mindset at this time was like, at least mine was like, we just caused somebody fucking shot in a Target, and it was basically we know obviously we're trying to catch a child predator, but we know the cops aren't just like, hey, you're trying to do the right thing,
Right.
Good job. They're
seen a
gonna
lot
cuff your ass up and you fucked.
Yeah.
And I wasn't trying to do that. We've already been thrown in jail for this shit for 3 nights. I'm like, fuck that, we're out. So we're driving. We're probably 4 hours in, and the whole time me and Josh are just like before we started D.A.P, me and Josh hung out for like 2 years straight, and all we do is play 2K. We just have 2K tournaments.
That's sick.
We just have 2K tournaments, and we talk about like, man, like we're fucking bums. We just play 2K. Let's do something like
Right.
And so we're just like, we're in the car, and we're looking at each other, and we're like, we got this fucking, we're just glad we made it out. And he's like, dude, you saved my life. And I'm like, dude, you saved my life. You know what I'm saying? It's just like,
And you guys, from there, you're like, can we go back to 2K?
bro, we're just like, we're
like,
looking at each other, and we're
Who
like,
would have thought? It's
we're
like
like,
the
bro.
Hot Wings commercial. It says Hot Wings episodes. Who would have thought? Huh? Who would have
Right.
thought? that
we're like, bro, let's just go play some 2K. And he's like, yeah, bro. And we're just like
It's like
driving.
the ending of the movie, dude.
I swear, bro. And then we're like I said, we're like 4 hours in, and now like we just got the balls to kind of like call some people.
Yeah.
Well, I've already called like my girlfriend. I was like, hey, I got shot, and he called like his.
Was your
his
leg
ex-wife.
actively bleeding, or like
It was-
like where was you? Where were you
did
shot
guys do
at?
anything to stop it?
Yeah,
Like,
we pulled as soon as we got we pulled out of Winston-Salem. We was driving for like a little bit, and then Josh called his mom. His nurse. Josh called his grandma. She's a nurse, and so she was like, wrap it up, do all this shit. So we went to a gas station. We got it like wrapped up and stuff. But like it was weird. He shot me so close. I'll show you the picture if you want. But there's like a lot of like gunpowder fire. And then
gun residue.
I actually have a little bit of the bullet still in me. It went in and out. I'm lucky as fuck, bro. I got lucky.
It didn't hit any. Cause like when
Yeah.
you're
So
saying
it
the
was
leg,
more
like
like-
the
was it-
leg is very close
was
to.
it-
You can get shot somewhere to where
It's-
you're in
it's,
big
it's
time.
your left leg, I believe. It's like in your femur has an artery that leads to your heart.
Bro, I'm like
Yeah, I think so.
It's one of
I'll-
these.
I'll play up a
here.
little bit that I'm a badass, but I also got super fucking lucky. You know what I mean?
Fuck
Like
yeah,
it hit
dude.
perfect. You know what I mean? Whatever. And so,
yeah, dude, and that was one of the things I immediately wanted to start this episode off with was the fact that like towards the end of what seemed like you guys were actively going with videos because you were allowed to on all platforms. Right around that time was also the same time that this crazy incident happened. Yeah. And so I want to go a couple points off of that, of what you said. Take us all the way back to the beginning. You guys are sitting there, bums, smoking weed, playing 2K, enjoying your time.
Nothing bummy about smoking weed.
we're just.
I ain't saying that. I ain't saying. I was just saying,
So-
they were just bumming it out.
So
What made you guys sit down one day and go, I want to catch predators?
Yeah, what was kind of like your?
Yeah.
Did you? I guess I want to ask. Were you guys like a big fan of Chris Hansen? And like
Not
how
really. You guys care
No.
if I get a Bud Light?
Yeah.
If I get some beer?
Yeah.
Here. I got you.
Yeah, toss that shit. Hey, my bad. I don't drink much.
Oh, no, you're good, bro.
Bro, ever since I watched you guys, first minute I seen it, I'm like, bro, I want to get fucked up with these guys.
Hell yeah, dude.
So me and Josh are like, we're both dads. We both have kids kind of the same age. He's got 3. I got 5 or 4. About to be 5 here soon.
Hell yeah, bro. Congrats.
Thank you, sir. And so
that's crazy.
Yeah. And so
drop it. Hey, shout out BBC, dude. I got my shit cut. Fuck that shit, dog.
Boy, got cheaper by the dozen.
Right. We've had kids since we were 19 or whatever. So I got out of the Army. I went to the Army right after high school, and I got out like 22. And Josh was working at Applebee's, and so as soon as we got out, we hung out just like we were in high school and shit. And like the main thing we're proud of being dads. Like that was our shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not playing basketball. I'm not doing nothing like I really want to do. But like I'm a good dad, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Hell
like,
yeah.
Fuck that. And like that's Josh. Josh the same way. So we're both just like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, you know, like we're trying to be good dads, and like we're doing good. We got jobs. We're being good to our kids. Like all right. And then we kind of like we figuring out like.
Man, that's not
maybe
enough.
That's not it. That's not really like
just the avenue in my head is go. Man, we're good dads. We do all this stuff. Let's stop motherfuckers from being lost. That's the train going that way is wild to me.
Well, we just like we were happy with each like not happy with each other, but like we were happy with ourselves almost. All right, like we and we're kind of just like, but we're hanging out all the time, and we're bouncing off each other. Like man, like I'm like bro, we're doing fucking like drafts and shit every day, like. Mm-hmm. What the fuck are we doing here, bro? Like, we're wasting our time.
Right.
And I'd say that to him, and then he'd be like, man, we're good dads, though. We're playing video games. We're getting the stress off. And then he'd come back and, like, a couple days later and be like, bro, we ain't shit. What are we like?
Yeah, then you hit him with but we're good dads, bro. Yeah.
And so, like, we're kicking it, and we're watching, like, it was Pop Squad. There was a group called Pop Squad.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they were really big and shit. And Josh is like, he's came out a lot about it, so I don't think he would mind me saying anything about this. His stepdaughter, she's been sexually molested by one of her relatives.
Okay.
So he's fucking like we're watching these videos and he's watching them like he's like Josh is always talking shit. So Josh is like, man, this motherfucker, and he starts talking about this dude and shit, and he's like, you know, I wonder if there's people around here, like I wonder if we could catch guys, like are there? We didn't think we could go on and catch fucking 10 dudes.
Yeah.
You don't think you can do that. You think you can maybe catch one, if that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah.
Maybe I'll catch one. And then, so, you know, I don't know if you guys have seen, I was sexually assaulted by.
We'll dabble a little bit if you want to.
So this shit is just like, we're watching it with a different aspect.
And
on some funny shit, me and Josh talk about this. Like, when we were like in high school, we were watching Chris Hansen at this girl's house, and like, we were just watching like it was funny. You know, and then we were watching Pop Squad, and we weren't watching like it was funny.
Yeah, you're like, fuck.
When you're in that situation, I'd imagine it's a little different.
Like,
you can feel that now.
Now we're dads. We're adorable, but
you
being
can feel
dads.
that
we're
pain.
Not about being kids and things.
Especially with you understanding the situation that you went through growing up and everything, and then having him who's in that situation. It's something that's very cut to your heart. So you definitely feel that.
And so,
to go into that.
Yeah, so I mean, we're just like, we're watching these videos and we're just like, damn, I wonder if anybody will bite. Like, will we get any dudes? There's 15,000 people. We're watching, you know, we're seeing Pop Squad. He's got a lot, There's people, there's other groups that are doing it. Can we catch anybody? If we could, that'd be awesome.
Right.
Now we can see who the predator, like, we're just trying to be, and boom, we fucking do it. And the first night, Josh's like, hey, make a grinder. That's what we're seeing on like Pop Squad and shit. That's where they get them. And so I make a grinder, and I make a grinder. I'm watching a movie with my ex-wife. I make a grinder. As soon as I make it, like 20 messages right away.
What?
I put up, and I'm like, I don't even got a picture up or nothing. And fucking, I'm just like, I'm at home, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I'm just like, as soon as they message you, I'm like, I'm 13. And then dudes are cool with it. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, and I call Josh, and I'm like, bro, we can go get a dude at Walmart right now, Raphael.
I remember that.
And he's like, for real, bro? He's like, not like for real? I'm like, dude, I screenshot, send it to him. He's like, let's go do it. My shit got banned because I'm telling everybody I'm 13. I don't know the rules.
Yeah. I'm sure. Yeah.
And so, you know, we go at this time. It's like 9:30 at night. I'm telling him. I'm like, I call him back. I'm like, dude, I got banned. But we're like, but bro, this is real. Like we can catch these motherfuckers, bro. And so I go to sleep. Excuse me here. I mean, Shit. I'm on some drunk shit. All right.
The fuck you just dance with your beers? He's like, let me just
I know. I was
switch
like,
it out.
what's under the can? I think it's that one.
So Josh calls me Josh is a morning dude. He wakes up early as fuck always. He waking me up 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm fucking like, what's up, dude? He's like, bro, same guy as last night, Raphael. We can go get him at Walmart, bro. He's ready. And we're like, I'm like, all right, let's go. We go get his ass. And then that day, we go back. We're fucking smoking a blunt. We're like, hey, Raphael blunt, motherfucker. Like, we call a predator and shit. Like, all we got to do now is put a video up on YouTube. And then we're continuing to try to catch. And we catch like 3 more dudes in like the next 24 hours.
Holy shit.
In the next 24 hours you did?
The next day we caught 2 dudes. And the next day we caught another. And then the next morning we caught another dude. But that day that we caught Raphael, we hit up Eric Connolly, Snooze God, because at that time we don't know about editing videos.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, he's got some YouTube success, and he comes over and he's like, oh, I got you guys. Fucking puts the video up and it's like 150,000 and like the fucking 12 hours or some shit. And then
he edited it like that.
He edited like the first 3 videos. We had a fallout with him about editing videos and money and stuff, but. He was editing them, and then we had like our shit was just going up. It was going crazy, and we're catching guys, and the community's like awesome, you know. And the police, we're going to the police, and we're in the police station talking with the police, and they're like, "You guys can't do this," but they're dads too, and they're like, But this is awesome.
That's what I wanted to ask you, and this was There's going to be a lot of different questions inside of a question, sideswiped by another question. It seems like, well, this one, when you're doing this and you're starting to get this role where you have these people getting caught left and right, and you're starting to get your game on, and you're doing good. You see that there's a lot of people that can get caught fast.
Yeah.
What stage did you guys go to the cops? Was it on your first one? Was it after your 5th, your 10th, the 20th? Like, where were you at? Like, where were you at where you're thinking, like, okay, we should go to the cops so then these guys can get arrested instead of us just catching them?
So we got the catch, like I said, like 7:30. We go home. We got to take our kids to school and shit. Mm-hmm. And so we're like, we take our kids to school and shit, and Eric comes over, and he edits the video, puts it up, and the cops are calling us by 3. So at first, the first catch, we didn't think to call, like, we didn't call the cops right away.
Yeah. The cops called you at 3 o'clock?
The cops called us, and we're like, hey.
Is this after the video went up?
The video went up. 3 hours later, the cops are like, hey, our fucking phones won't stop blowing up. They're kind of like pissed. They're like, we're trying to go home, and you guys are making us answer the phone to stay after hours type shit. So and we're like, and that's what they're calling us for, and we're like, that's the type of shit. We're like, all right, like.
What the fuck? Okay,
all right.
Man, you gotta do your job.
And so, we go into the station, and we're in there for 3 hours. They're talking about phone dumps and all this type shit, and we're like, man, we ain't trying to give you your phone. This is my phone. Like,
right.
And we give them everything we had, and they're like, and then they come back, and like the next day, they were like, they basically said, we can't support you. We're not gonna say like publicly do this, but they were all like, it was like. Bliss. It was the head dude.
I would imagine on first catch of that they were like, holy shit, I can't believe you guys just caught me.
They were like, they were like, first of all, we can't tell you like to keep doing it, but we're gonna say thank you guys because we all got kids and we didn't know this was really like the magnitude.
Where did it really go on a bad lie where D.A.P it was basically D.A.P versus the police?
So.
Because you guys even had a march down in Fremont, basically for like demanding that something was happening.
So we had, like I said, we were in the office like 3 days in a row for like 3 hours every fucking day, like talking to them, giving them shit, and they basically were working with their head mother, whoever the fuck,
like in a different department or something.
The head, I don't know who's it called,
Detective Kitty.
Not Detective Kitty, but whoever's in charge of the fucking, I don't know, I can't think, I'm drunk.
Like CPS? No.
The person that really makes, lays the dick down. The prosecutor, the dick layer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're trying to check in with them. They're trying to check in. And
I'm like, well, I don't know who does that there.
You slap it down.
I read it.
That's also great that you're the one that goes, oh, that's the prosecutor. Yeah. That's the guy that does the thing.
You, bro.
Yeah. And so they're checking in and shit. And basically they're like, we're coming back with, we can't do much. We can't, you guys aren't officers. You have to be officers to take any of your shit credible.
And this is after you guys have got a couple catches. This is
just
after
after
the first one. This is after you said you got the 3 or 4.
Three is
After the
incredible.
first one, they're checking. They're like, we can't do nothing, but like maybe we can. Let's see.
They're
we'll check
dabbling.
in. And then the next day, they're like, you guys got 2 more? What the fuck?
How is that not credible then?
Because we're not officers. We're dicking around.
They can't,
Yeah,
like,
what was the problem?
We're not law enforcement. We are not under we're civilians. They can't, we could be doing it. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like we're not, they don't have any fucking hold on us. So it's like we don't know what these guys are really up to. We don't have to.
So they
It
could
could be altered. Okay.
I thought you
Yeah.
could be like sworn in for something. Like if you weren't a cop, you could be sworn in for a certain amount of time to do something.
See, that's the thing. You can do that. You can also not have to be sworn in, and you can get public arrest. It's just Sandusky County. So fuck yous, kind of.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
gee,
So it's
yeah.
like, because we went down the road to Woodville, because at this time Woodville was like, they hit us up like after like catch 20, and they're like, hey, we'll do it. Come on down.
I remember this too.
And we fucking went down
yeah.
there.
Because you guys,
We
the
got
very
arrested.
first one you did, the
watched
very
all of
first
them,
catch
dude.
that you did in Woodville, you were able to secure a arrest just like that.
right away. And then
That's what really pissed off a lot of people. Because
I
a
don't
lot
know
of
why.
people.
Because now
Well,
you're
no,
seeing
not in a bad way. It was a lot of people were pissed off because we saw that.
Oh, yeah.
You guys were working on trying to get this, so then basically Fremont police, but just people, police officers around here would work out, and Woodville was like, "Yeah, we can do that," and then they just did it, and it was that easy. It was like, okay,
Right.
how are these guys able to do it? But they weren't. Because you guys were doing, in a sense, like this has been sewn on, like I said, King and the Sting at the intro of it. Like there's notoriously known for doing like God's work to an extent, like going out there and catching these people in a second. Like you said, fucking, you got the app and you had 20 people on there that didn't give a fuck about it, and you're like, what? So when you're getting into that one and revolve into the catches, I want to ask you. Well, first off, I want to have you finish off that one about what was the police versus D.A.P thing. What made you guys really go into like to create the march and everything? Were you guys just demanding a change?
So at that point we're like, we caught in Woodville, like people are on our side, like maybe we can let's fucking push for this shit, because really it's all comes down to law.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's people doing it in Michigan, you can do it down road.
Yeah.
So you can do it. So let's just maybe push for it. And we did that. We did the march. It didn't do nothing for the police. I think they made a press conference and shit.
They did,
saying-
They made a
saying,
little
"Fuck
statement.
you." But then I think they came back and they made like another statement like 2 months later. They said some like they fucked with us. I don't know. But basically we're just like, all right, at this point, by this time it's like catch 30. We've caught like 35 dudes in Fremont. It's starting to get really hard.
That's fucking wild though. 35.
Fremont.
It was
Fremont,
fast
dude.
as
Fremont,
fuck.
bro.
Fast, dude.
It was so
we,
fast.
Like born and raised there.
Exactly,
Crazy
bro.
to think shit
We're not
like
thinking
that.
this shit's about to happen.
Yeah.
So we're like, we're going to keep catching them until we can stop. And then eventually it came to like, no matter anybody you say I'm 13 to, be like, oh, you're dad. This is dad. And so we're like, all right, we did our job here. Let's go to Toledo. And we started going to Toledo and catch fucking 12 dudes in a weekend.
When did you guys realize that you had something that was not just a little impact in the community of your neighborhood?
But like globally, like
when you realize that people all across the world are seeing what you guys are doing and even creating their
and
own
like
little
support
factions.
it, and they're like posting on your Facebook pages like how much you guys like they appreciate what you do and all kinds of shit.
Man, I'll be honest, it took a while for, I think, us both to realize that, because at one point we're like, we're not trying to let it get to our heads. We're like, we're not even in front of the camera. It's not like I'm like in the camera. And shit.
Yeah.
So it's like the fucking predators are the stars. The child predators are the stars. So it's like, it just kind of, it let us know, like, we were getting some, that shit felt good to say the least. Like, and it let us know, like,
You're doing good.
keep going.
Yeah.
Because not only, dude, this is where, not only did it start with like, oh, good job, and oh, that's funny, that was funny, or just,
Right.
it's crazy, I knew that guy. But then it started coming in like by the boatload, like this dude touched every single dude we got. like me and Josh always say, we've never caught a bad guy, or we never caught a good guy.
Yeah.
We've never caught a dude that was like first time, never did none. Like they
I think every single video I've watched, bro, this is my first time.
Yeah, they say that.
I'm like,
but as soon as we post
go.
it, there's a fucking somebody had been touched by him before, and so we're like, bro, we're really catching evil,
bro.
And then
you had one of them predators on your. It was like a very early catch. I don't know. Can I say the name? Yeah, Dakota.
Yep.
Yeah, Dakota.
I knew you were going to mention him.
He used to follow. I went to elementary school with him, and he was in my sister's grade, and he used to follow her home every day and like stand outside her house. And I had to go out there and be like, "Bro, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you. Leave."
The fuck are you doing?
Yeah, there was a lot of.
It was walk.
It's really weird. It's really weird that you just mentioned shit like that, just because it was like. Especially in our community, but like outside in the world, when you were traveling to other places, I'm sure people felt this way as well. But when you just casually strolled across a video that was like, you see like the Sandusky the busted mugshot one, where like, somebody got arrested, and like if anybody that doesn't know what that is, it's just a local group on Facebook that posts up the mugshots of the Sandusky County Jail. So we know if our homies got locked up, basically. And so
if we got to throw money.
That gets posted up. You see that, you're like, damn. But when you post up on Facebook and you look on there and you scroll and you see Dads Against Predators and know what they're working for and what they're doing.
Yeah.
And that person's on there.
Right.
It shook the core of everything.
There was two people on there that really shook me, bro. Because the one used to like coach us in hockey. That's what really like threw me off. I was like,
bro. And then our ninth catch, he was a fucking he was a wrestling coach, driver's ed.
Yep, I know him.
Cub Scouts.
He was in Tiffin.
Tiffin dude killed himself first night. Like that was
the one that was like that one got me to where it was to a point where like, because I've been supportive from afar. Because there's been stuff that I was like, this is kind of like, this is wild. Like, y'all are some wild boys.
Fuck, dude.
And when that happened for the first one of it, and we'll get to the second one, I believe it was probably the second one that did it. The first one that did it, I was like, yo, this dude.
Motherfuckers are suicide.
Yeah, a suey.
We
call it suey on here. We call it a little side of suey on this pod.
But side of suey.
But so it really made me feel odd because I'm sitting there watching it, I'm like, damn, like at any time at fall, is this 100% certain? Is this guy 100? Is this 100% of a catch? Because like I knew you from school. We were talking outside. This dude actually in like a fucking like basketball camp. I was learning from this dude because he's a couple grades above me. He's like, this might be the first time talking. I was like, I wanted to run this at you, but you used to coach me in basketball in those little giant camps. I was trying to learn how to play basketball from him.
He still sucks.
We didn't. Oh yeah, terrible. Only good in the paint. That's just to try and fight you. That's it. That's all I'm good at. Yeah. But that one made me feel a little odd. And then we'll go into this one if you're comfortable with doing this one.
No problem.
For your story in particular, with that one ending in the same thing of the suey. And I'm sorry I had to laugh at that one because it's how this one is.
I think of a sous vide, like the cooker. That's the first thing. Just cooking food in a fucking boiling in a sous vide. But no, it's like, oh no, somebody's cooking underground.
So how did it feel? Not only catching these people with this story, but confronting your own.
Man, I said on the Vice thing, like, so me and Josh had his little reason, you know what I'm saying, and I had mine, but I wasn't telling Josh. At this point, I'm not even really like I got sexually assaulted to Josh. I'm just keeping it under wraps. But every time we catch a guy, like, I'm thinking like, because I remember seeing Steve. He was the basketball coach who molested me. I remember seeing his ass at the fair and like seeing him and just remembering everything, you know what I mean?
Right.
And being like weirded out and not saying nothing. And even my mom being like, "Oh, there's Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi." Like,
yeah.
And I remember being like, feeling like the weakest little man I ever felt in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still feeling all these things, and so I'm just kind of just really like every day a mental battle. I wake up, I'm like, damn, I'm a little bitch. Like because I know what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You can't go through your life seeing a person at Walmart and shit, knowing he fucking sexually assaulted you when you was a little boy. Now you a grown up, and now you are you a little boy?
Stance, and not even for that, but your stance is fighting against these things while you're fighting your own battle.
So that even puts not in a weird way like more pressure on me. Not like just for me thinking like I'm out here calling out random dudes, but I ain't calling out my own dude.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
that's heavy.
So I'm waking up every day thinking that shit, and you know what I'm saying. I mean, eventually I had enough. I had to do it, and actually, I'm not really like too religious or whatever, but it was crazy. The day I was like, man, today's the day. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it today. And I drove past his house a couple times, and I drove to the cemetery, and I was like, all right, man, maybe tomorrow. Like, I'm telling myself, like, maybe tomorrow I'll do it. Like, fuck it. I've been out here for like 3 hours driving around past his house. I don't see him,
Right.
I'm like, man, maybe tomorrow. But even that is like starting to, I'm like, fuck, I lost again. You know what I mean? Maybe tomorrow. And I'm in St. Joe Cemetery.
Yeah.
Deep up in that bitch. Just driving around. I'm fucking smoking a blunt, drinking a Bud Light. It's just miserable type shit. Like,
Right.
really
Yeah.
just,
You're
like,
in your own hell.
depressed.
Yeah.
And I decide to leave, and as I decide to leave, Steve comes in. He passes me in the St. Joe Cemetery. And so I'm like, I'm driving, and what am I can't go home now. You just got delivered the shit like a platter. So now I'm like, boop, hit the U-turn. And I'm watching him. He gets out with his wife and his dog, and I'm like, on some for real shit, I'm like, I'm about to let him have one last good time. This is it. He's about to walk his dog, have a nice little walk. I'm watching him. He's telling jokes and shit. I'm seeing him like laugh and and you know what I mean. He did that, and they left, and I followed him to the house, and he pulled into the house, and I just like kept driving this way, and I was about to loop back and then come get him, and he got into a different car, and so I'm like, what? And they drove to Walmart, and
that's where it all came out down at Walmart.
That's when it happened.
Because you probably don't know this. That's my street.
Bush
Street.
Well, yeah. I mean, y'all can just air
Bush Street.
No, that wasn't it. But I mean,
You're pretty close.
It was right next to. I was a couple houses down.
Literally, like.
Yeah.
Like what?
What?
What you
Was that it?
He literally like grew up 2 houses down from him.
Yeah. Literally grew up from like 2 houses down, and so like when that happened, because everybody knew him as Uncle Steve, and when that happened, that hit a lot of different people. That might have been legit, not even besides the fact that was a personal thing for you. That might have been the most impactful one in the community, regardless of how the determining factor was after, because of how much hands-on, like in context, hands-on, like, you know, in the community he had on the kids.
Yep.
For little boys in basketball and shit, and growing up and being a juvenile officer and such, that nature.
Yeah.
Doing all of that. There was so much. These people had an effect from this guy, and it wasn't in a bad way. A lot of people were like, this is Steve. This is Uncle Steve. He's a great dude. And there's a couple people, like, it set the group that I had back and made us realize, like, he was kind of hands-on.
It made you think about what he
was
really
kind, and it really, he was
taking us in the candy. Remember, he would get us in the candies.
It really fucking affected us, dude. And I'll tell you, so I wanted to thank you for that, just because it made us realize that like our damage is not the same damage as what you went through. But a lot of people realized through that, man, I was affected in a way that I might not have known that I could now heal from.
Yeah.
And so it was intense. It really was. I knew people that stayed the night there that had stories and such that came out of that. I stayed the night there a couple times for basketball tournaments. I wasn't even playing. It was my brother, but we were hanging out with Uncle Steve playing UFC.
He was cool as fuck, right?
Yeah.
He was chill. I mean, I say this on my YouTube. I tell people, I'm like, bro, dude knew what he was doing. He was smart. You know what I'm saying? He was cool. He wasn't.
He's done it before.
He did it way many times before. Like, that's why I didn't really know. And so coming out, you know, and if anybody's listening, like, I always try to urge people. You know, it's one of the things I feel like I have to do to come out, because when I came out, I thought I was about to be by myself. I'm like, damn, I'm about to post this video, and people are gonna think I'm you know what I mean, weird bitch, like. You know what I mean? Because, like, when you fuck around with your friends and you hear about someone being molested, what do most people say? They ain't never get me like that. So I'm like, damn, I'm fucking, you know what I'm saying? I got motherfucker got me, and I'm letting everybody know. So, and then to have like 6 people in our age group come out, and then one dude really, he had dealt with them. Steve fucking sexually assaulted him. He took him to court. His home life was fucked. He took him to court. They placed him back in the home with Steve.
What?
in Fremont. This is back in probably early 2000s.
Holy shit!
Wow. And so this dude Steve has gone through.
This is like a whole chapter.
Been called out. He took a little break and then decided to come back into coaching with motherfuckers bold as shit.
Yeah, he's bold.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Bold as shit, bro. And dude, I remember back when I was a kid, my mom came home. She worked at a factory. And she came home and she was like, somebody told me Steve touched their son. And I was like, I'm like 11 or some shit. And like, I'm like, oh, Steve wouldn't do that. Hell no. I'm telling my mom, like, Steve wouldn't do that. So my mom even
started batting for him.
No, my mom was like, you ain't going around Steve.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, you're not going around Steve no more. And I was like, Steve's cool. What the fuck? You gonna make me stay at the house and not play basketball at the YMCA?
It's wild. It's wild you say that because I can completely understand the way you're coming from, because every single time that there was, it's not necessarily like, oh, don't go with Steve or anything like that. But if there was ever a situation like that, it was a defense. It was 100% a defense. It was the coolest dude that you knew. Mm-hmm. The stories that he told
you knew.
Yeah.
I can still tell you the story of how he got his finger cut off at a bar fight. Like, I remember that story he told me, and all this.
He was a good storyteller, wasn't he?
Yeah,
motherfucker had some shit going for him. Like, he was getting everybody. My mom, he told my mom.
It reminds me a lot of some some John Wayne.
That's a master. Gacy.
The clown motherfucker, John Wayne.
Gacy.
Yeah, Gacy. Thank you,
bro.
It's just like public figure. Like, he's like, everybody likes him. He's a little odd, this and that, but whatever. Skeletons. And then as soon as it comes out, it's like, holy shit, dude.
Bro, and you want to know what really like set me like, man, I gotta do this shit like now. Like, dude went from all kids, juvenile detention, fucking basketball, to what do you think he went to afterwards when he couldn't fuck with kids? Disabled old people. So now he started working around disabled old people. In my mind, I'm thinking, this dude just works around anybody he can take advantage of.
Yeah.
He's working off of the dude's sick. So he's probably taking advantage of these disabled motherfuckers. I mean, why? He's a fucked up individual. He probably did, bro. Like, I don't know anybody, but my guess is he probably was fucking with somebody, like, on some weird shit or whatever.
Did anybody, after you posted the video, try and say you were lying or give you backlash?
His son and some dude named, like, Mark or some shit was like, we posted the rally, and he was like, we was like, oh, rally coming up, and he's like, I'm gonna drive a truck through that shit. That was my boy Steve. He wouldn't do that. And then his son would hit me up like, that my dad wouldn't do that shit, but them motherfuckers slow as hell. Slow boy.
Yeah, I was just
slow ass dudes. They don't know shit. But
I was just wondering, because you said you were real nervous about posting it. I just didn't know if you were worried about backlash as well coming with.
I was worried about people thinking I wasn't cool or something.
Oh, I got
what I mean?
Yeah,
just worried about like, oh, look
what the boys were gonna say.
Yeah, I was worried about what the boys would say. You know what I mean? Really, that's why. And that's
the crazy part is that like a lot of the it seems that a lot of the boys, when it came out, they kind of like all slowly got together. Like when that happened, all of us that were around in that age group kind of like started to slowly look at each other and like, I knew a couple people that were around there, and I like just confidently asked them, I was like, hey man, it's like, I don't know if this has affected you in a way. I was like, but if it affected you in a way, by all means, you can talk to me on a clear plate, and it's just me. And like, there's a couple people that said a couple things, and it was just kind of like a man. I didn't know if I was just like, oh, maybe this can affect me too, and I'm like all like just attaching myself to it.
Right.
Somebody else's trauma, I'm gonna attach it to. But when you realize that it affected a lot of people, you're like, holy shit, this is a feeling of this. And I wanted to ask you about it. I don't want to get too much into that because you've already talked about you being shot, you being fucking all this other stuff.
I want to get into the Vice interview because I watched that and that shit was sick, dude, because I like to watch Vice. They go deep down into like the underground, like drug trafficking and all that shit.
How did it fucking feel that Vice hit you guys up and wanted to come to Fremont, Ohio?
That's where I was getting to. I was like, to come to Fremont, Ohio.
Yeah, bro, we was like, hey, we made it. We was like, hey, we made it in this bitch.
Yeah,
bro.
Okay.
Yeah, because Vice.
We're like, hey, we got
Vice.
Like, like that's pretty fucking cool. Maybe this should roll into some other things, but we knew we had stuff to do because it's like we're fucking banned and shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like we're kind of in this weird space where like we gotta like I don't know, we gotta like really put some shit to the metal to get some traction back.
That'll do it.
Everything was Vice, but we kind of knew like, okay, where's this? They're gonna want to come somewhere, and we didn't, and then we had cut the cameras.
Yeah,
that was the second YouTube channel that went up to like 50,000, and then they cut that. So it's like, man, what are we gonna do, man?
What was the purpose? Did you ever get a reason for the purpose of how you guys were getting censored?
No, I mean, this is kind of, it's a game of, we knew this shit was a possibility just based off of people we watched. We watched Pop Squad. We seen him get banned. And so like we see that, you know, the bigger you come, it's a story of Icarus. So Josh always says, the bigger you come, you know, now more people are coming for you. You're fucked. If you stayed at 10,000, we'd probably still be cool. We'd be on there posting videos. And so the bigger we got, the more attention, you know, we got, and you know, bullying, harassment, and That's all I have to say to it. But Vice, like you said, Vice is on that real shit. And so just having them come down and fuck with us, we were like, oh, this is awesome, man.
Getting Vice to come to Fremont and do a little 45 minutes cut of you guys, fully of what you guys did was super cool. And also, I saw how much you guys popped on it. I'm sure it still holds a little bit of true spot to your heart. But the King of Sting episode, how did you feel when you heard?
That was the first one where I was like, we made it, Josh. Because I've been watching King of Sting since like 2000, man. I mean, way back, way before D.A.P. I love Theo Von. He's the shit.
Love Theo.
Brendan's fucking cool. You know what I'm saying? And so just that, one of our boys hit me up early. You know what I mean? Waking up like, bro, you guys are on there. So I mean, me and Josh are just like, we're just ecstatic. I don't think I mean, it's one of them things like, are we famous?
Yeah,
like, I don't. Are we famous?
And did you guys ever try and reach out by any means to try?
We reached out to Brendan. We've talked to Brendan a little bit, but we ain't getting on the show really. And I mean, I think maybe we could, eventually. But
I mean, this isn't the first time now. The second time is with Big J, and y'all just actually did a little collaboration because now because back in the day you guys were doing a thing where you guys were getting in the catches. It was going to be straight up and down camera. There wasn't going to be an issue. You're going to set them straight basically, and it was almost going to be done. Lately, what I've seen has not been that. Yeah. What have y'all been doing now, and why did it catch Jay's attention? Like, what did Jay like about it?
Jay, he caught our eye when Beth came out. That was our biggest video. So our biggest video we have we did have. It was like 1.5 million on YouTube. It was Beth, our first female child predator.
Yeah, I remember that.
And like,
that was nuts. Oh yeah, she was nuts.
She's like,
and that ugly ass green tank
she's
top.
ugly as fuck faces, but like she's bangable. So it's like she's totally bangable.
I ain't gonna lie, bro.
She's bangable, bro. Hey, Beth had the fatty on her. So it was like, that's what it was like. It wasn't like she was just an ugly.
I was like, damn, she looks like
some
milkers on her.
You're like, what the fuck is this lady doing? She's trying to get a threesome for her and her old man. This old
like, why don't you just go to the bar? One of them jerks would for sure.
Come on. So, you know what I mean? That was, we heard him, bro, it's pretty sweet. My boy that, actually, I think I told you guys, but I don't know if I told the podcast. I got a shitty Bud Light tattoo.
Yeah. You got a really shitty Bud Light tattoo.
Yeah. And, really. I got that when I was in Korea. Me and my boy Mashburn, who's my best friend while he was in Korea, we were like, we're out drunk as fuck one night. We're walking. We're like, dude, we should get a tattoo together.
Now it's a great fucking tattoo.
Yeah. And he's
now
like,
it's an impeccable tattoo.
And he's like, bro, what? You know, we're walking in the Ville, and we're like, what the fuck should we get? And we're just like, fucking Bud Light, dude.
Dude,
let's fucking go.
Sick.
So we go to the nearest the first tattoos place, and we get the tattoos and shit. But that's my boy, and he told me about Big J Okerson. He's like, bro, you guys watch him. He's cool as fuck. And then like a couple weeks later, Big J was like, he talked about us on our podcast, and so we always knew like he fucked with us a little bit. He knew, he at least knew. If he seen us out in public, he would know who we were.
Yeah,
right.
And then he came to Detroit to do a comedy show, and we reached out to him.
Hell yeah.
And he's like, oh hell yeah. Let's fucking catch
dude,
a predator.
I love that.
Bro,
yeah,
that's so sick.
He was cool as fuck, dude.
Speaking of Michigan and shit, how was it feel to have that collab with Sada Baby, bro?
Bro, that shit.
That's hard.
You guys have had it notoriously. And that's why I like to talk about it. You're bringing up these people. We're talking about this interview and shit of that nature, and you guys really did do some really wild, cool shit.
Bro, we got
and like
Sada Baby.
I really want you guys to for sure keep going with this. However you guys can try to do it, networking wise and video wise, because you guys had a really cool thing going on. Whether some people thought some different viewing points on it, whether you could have done it a different way or not. Maybe this time you go back a different way. Or maybe you guys do what you're doing now and you guys are just blatantly going nuts on them. Because like I'm seeing these videos now and I'm like, all right, they don't give a fuck now. They're like, hey.
They fucked up.
Yeah. The problem was, that's what I was trying to get to, is like, y'all were really nice at first.
Yeah.
Y'all were really respectful to these dirty people, bro.
Right.
Now I'm seeing videos of people just leaking online, and they're like, shouldn't have done it.
Fucked
And
up,
it's like,
huh?
it's like where Jay is now. Jay caught the attention of that one. Is like, he's gonna say it out there. He's like, yo, these motherfuckers got told by the police no, that they couldn't get any help on this by catching child molesters. And so instead of that, they're going to take this into their own hands and they're going to get justice their own way and let them know, if you message a dude on this app, we might be back. And you don't fucking know. So you don't want to take that chance.
Bro, the crazy thing is they've caught the same people before.
Twice, yeah, bro.
That's what blows my mind.
That's what the Dakota do. That motherfucker.
No, they caught his boyfriend.
Oh, that's right.
That's why I was like, bro.
But Dakota was talking. He just sent his boyfriend.
Yeah.
So he sent his boyfriend at last minute type, like, go pick up this third for us.
Fucking nuts, dude.
Bro, Grindr,
dude,
Grindr's a different place. Y'all ain't gay, right? Y'all ain't been on Grindr?
You both are drinking Bud Lights.
We hella gay with it. Bro, Grindr moves like this. Gay dudes don't give a fuck. Gay dudes are like, oh, what's up?
No.
Bang, bang, let's get it.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, we've learned
That's
a little
crazy.
bit about
bro.
the dating community of gay people. We're having Pound Cake on. Pound Cake was talking to us about it. And it's like, Pound Cake was just like, dude, you just go at it. It's like, you just bing bong, you're done. It's over with. Like, we're working. We're going at a fast pace. It's like, you find one that you stick with and you're good. You start dating. Other than that, dude,
no time to sit on a donut. You're just on go mode.
Oh fuck no, dude. I want to. So going into this pod here, I know since you are a big fan, you know what's coming next on this one, because I wanted to ask you a couple questions, but I want to get some other bullshit in this one. And so on our podcast, we have what is called Cracking Questions from Fans. And on this segment here, when we have a guest on, we want to have you ask us a question, whatever question it is, dirty, clean, anywhere in between kind of deal. Let us know your cracking question to the goons.
So just crack a question?
Hey, just any question.
Yeah.
Any question. Ask us a question.
Any question?
Any question at all.
Truthfully, to the bottom of our
We can
heart.
get dirty with it. We can get dirty with it.
You can get dirty with it.
All right.
I've shared some
I said
very
dirty, clean, in
explicit
between.
things, man.
You guys ever fucked a fat girl with your friends?
No, but I think I've had an opportunity to.
You never banged a fat girl?
Oh,
with
yeah.
friends?
No.
With my friends?
With your boys?
No.
You ever DP
I tend
like?
to not
I'm
even
talking.
tell my friends about it.
Oh, no.
I'm talking DP with the high five.
Oh, like the Eiffel Tower?
You ever
no,
Eiffel Towered?
I've never Eiffel Towered. I know quite a few people, though, who has, and I'm just like, man.
You got to get into
That
it.
sounds like a really good time.
I did not expect that to be your cracking question.
dude.
You ever fuck a fat bitch?
Hey, now let them know if you fuck fat bitches.
No, I have not had sex with a larger woman with my friend.
Well,
Yeah,
You guys
so
are-
I was like, dig deep into it.
you guys
because
are
I'm almost positive I think you did.
Because let's get deep here. Because I'm on the
have to.
boogered up.
You have to.
I'm on the boogered up. I don't know if I'm coming back anytime soon.
He's like, I did do it.
I gotta get weird.
He did do it. Hey, easy on that.
He put.
mic,
Hey,
bro.
that's how you know he thumbed in the butt.
Bro, oh no, he did everything.
got her good.
He's like, oh, we're
All right,
like,
man, I plead the fifth, dog.
Look at him.
Fuck this podcast.
He got
Look at him. Look at
nasty.
him.
What a dumb fucking question, man. Fuck. Man, fuck you, dog.
My boy got nasty with it. Hey, I'll give you a
Shut
fifth
the
on
fuck
that.
up, bro.
Yeah, fuck
I
it.
was just shitting on that the whole time. You go, hey, man, you might want to think about that. And I was like,
I was like, think about it.
Because you guys are, you guys got a good friend atmosphere. First time I want to tell you guys this. First time I ever stopped in your podcast. I'm actually a late watcher. 420 got me in. I'm a stoner.
hell yeah. Okay.
So you guys went 420. You guys went 420 special. I'm like, I'm in. What's up?
Hell yeah.
I already like you guys because you're from Fremont. So
Right,
I'm
right,
like,
right.
I'm just waiting for a time to watch you guys podcast because I've heard about it a few times. My boy Corey put me on you guys.
Fuck yeah.
And,
Shout out Corey.
And I'm like, let me check these guys out. So I started watching, and I think I was like 3 minutes in. I'm like, dude, I fucking love these guys, man. I think you were doing like an accent. You was doing an accent the whole
Oh,
time.
yeah, dude. It
You-
was
you
the-
was-
I
you
thought it was
sticking
the
to an
dumbest
accent.
fucking
I was like,
entrance.
what
Bro,
the
I
fuck
loved how
is
you
this?
stuck to it, though, because
Yeah.
we're all waiting for you to stop it. I'm like, this dude's fucking good,
was
man.
like, what the
I
hell is
I
he-
respect this
The
shit.
whole time,
And me
bro.
and Cody Ray are like,
Yeah,
When
you
the
guys
fuck's he
kept
gonna
waiting for him
stop?
to stop, but
So
he
the
didn't
funny-
give in, and I
The
loved
problem was with that was like, so I did that. I did the accent actually on the sound check, and I saw you pop, and I was like, okay. He just thought it was funny.
it. Yeah.
I did it on the phone. I talked to Taylor on the phone every day. And I did that on the phone with him for legit like 30 minutes, and I was like, dude, like how pissed do you think Nick and Cody or Hale would be if I just did it the whole time?
What made me
The whole
mad
time,
is
dude?
The whole
the
time.
thing that I was just thinking of that kind of irritated me. I was like, bro, that sounds like fucking Chowders from fucking the Trevor Wallace videos. Like, no,
Oh,
dude.
no, dude.
all I thought was,
Solo,
dude,
bitch.
That's all I saw was you like, life's a bitch in your hair, dude.
It's just a massive
That's all I could
fuckboy surfer
Exactly.
mix.
But it's
there.
so fun to do, dude.
Oh, dude, that's all.
Dude, like all I do, I sit
Hey,
around like when shit gets boring at the house with
You
the
wanna go
kids.
shred some gnar, bro?
Exactly. I just start
Like,
fucking with them in accents, dude. So I'm just like, oh, I
Like-
fuck with these guys. They're
They're
right up
like,
my
"Damn,
alley,
where'd
man.
you go?"
No,
I'm like,
dude,
I'm dead.
I appreciate it. When you slid in, I was like, damn, okay. So I'm like, I like it when we have local love. 'Cause that's the
Fucking
cool
hell
part
yeah,
too. Because we
bro.
want to get back to the local people big time. And like by doing like one of the things we were talking about doing is like we've had all these people from Cleveland and such and all this around the Ohio and a couple
Yeah.
people out in different states.
Yeah,
we wanted
boom.
to we wanted to spot a couple really good spots in hometown, like people that have done something.
Yeah.
Some people don't know, some people might know.
Come on, Alicia Bumgarner, get on here.
Dude,
The fuck?
we
That
have
I was gonna
yeah.
ask you. I was gonna ask you if you had to nominate somebody from around the area that is doing something that is like either gone big on YouTube or something, or actually is doing something really cool that could talk about something.
My boy, I got a boy, Josh O'Brien. He's from Fremont. He's old. He's like
Does
50
he have-
years old.
does he have a
He's
brother?
comedian. I don't know. I'm not sure. He's a
Okay.
comedian. He lives out in LA.
Okay.
And so yeah, I mean he's been in contact with every comedian you could think of.
I think we've heard of this guy before.
Yeah, he's cool.
Through
He's a cool
Vantage.
dude.
No.
We've heard of this guy. Because
Jo-
somebody was trying to get us connected with us.
Josh O'Brien. He's a cool dude. He
Yeah.
lives out in Cali.
Van Ness.
He's a paid comedian out in
That's what
LA.
it was. That's what
Van
it was.
Ness. He was trying to. Van Ness put a word out to him because he does a comedy store over there. Yeah.
He's legit, man. He's a good dude, cool dude.
If he
So.
comes through, we'll
I'd love to
definitely
see him
love
on
to.
here.
That would be sick. That would be super
sure.
fucking cool, dude. And actually, in the spirit of the playoffs and everything, we didn't have a discussion about this one prior. You probably can't do
Hey,
shit on
before
this
we get
one.
into this discussion,
What do you have? What do you got?
I got a piss, dude. I had a whole bottle of water and this beer before this episode, and I'm like leaking.
All right, you drained the lizard. You good?
Oh,
You
bro.
good? You good? We're back.
I went for like 45 seconds. Taylor like came out 10 seconds after I was midstream, and I think he like came in 10 seconds or 5 seconds after I walked in.
I love you. That was hard to listen to. I don't know what.
Yeah,
you just
I know.
Said.
I was
I'll be real with you.
I was just
You
looking
peed
at,
so hard, you lost
Look at
your
it,
brain.
you gotta- dude, that's a crispy cut, dude. I just can't. I'm
Hey,
like,
he's clean cut
Ain't
over
no way
there.
Great
He ain't got
Clips
no
did
beard
that.
now, though. He
That's what
kind
I'm
of.
No, I don't. I
no
look
way
younger,
Clips did
man.
Another
I
weird
like
question: would you make out with him right now, based off that look? You've
Dude,
had 3
it's
Bud
the
Lights.
Bud Lights, dude.
Am I a
It's the
girl?
Bud
It is
Lights.
the
I'm
Bud Lights
telling you, it's
talking.
the Bud
You've had a
Lights.
few Bud Lights,
He goes,
my man.
would you make out with him? Because I would totally
there's
make out
gotta
with
be
him
an
right now, dude.
incentive.
Give me
There's
another
gotta be
Bud Light.
There's got to be an incentive. I
Let's
don't.
play truth or dare, damn
The
me.
incentive is these sweet, sweet
Yeah,
lips.
but it don't take a lot for me. What Bill asked, he's like, blow your buddy or blow out your ACL, and I was like, no, I'm blowing
Ooh.
my friend. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
way.
So when we do
Quick
cracking
time.
questions and like the guest stuff, we just don't ask. We plow out fat girls. Fuck you.
But I was like, bro, I'm blowing out my ACL.
So okay, all right.
Come
So
here,
here,
bro.
so here, this is what I wanted to do before we got out of here. I wanted to do a flight because
Like,
I feel like we could have some fun. A flight is where you pick 3 things off this topic. You can't pick somebody else's thing. So whoever goes first, clearly you can't pick it, which actually we'll let you go first because this is up to your alley. As I mentioned prior, you were a basketball player, a pretty good basketball player back in the day.
Thank
as
you,
well,
sir.
I will say on that one. And it is the playoffs. So right now, just out of the spirit, the flight is top 3 basketball players of all time.
of all time.
So when you pick whoever's got the first 3
Yeah.
is taking some dogs, and then you got to
dude.
start getting cuts now.
Dude.
Oh wait, I get to say the first 3 and then it
Yeah,
goes.
it will go around. We'll go around. Actually, you know what? You'll get middle. You'll get middle. Rock,
Yeah,
paper,
give me
scissors.
middle.
1 round on shoot.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I knew I should have went rock.
You gotta smoke the rock, baby. Who you going with?
All right. Number 1.
I like this.
See, this is the bullshit one though, because I had some
love
deep
this.
cuts. Because I don't want. Okay,
It's
so
two
I'll
easy
go.
ones, right?
Can we do goat tiers? Can we just do goat tiers? Nobody
3.
can take.
No, top 3. It's
What do
the
you
flight.
mean?
Stick to the flight.
No. But so we don't have to pick the top 3 that people fight over. So like
Huh?
mine can't be Kobe, Jordan, and LeBron. Top 3 basketball players of all time. Those are already taken off the board.
So everybody besides them?
Yeah.
Okay,
Because if I said those 3, then you
At
have to
least-
think of other 3.
Yeah.
Because that's an easy 3.
that would be okay. I like that.
How
though,
stupid
but that's,
would that be for me to just say Kobe, Michael, and
well,
Jordan?
now we're just doing it, but basically you don't. You start
Exactly.
with the,
Exactly.
Right, okay.
Well, no,
I like that.
I get
like
off
that.
those 3 because that
Well,
would have been
hold
too
on,
easy.
though. Kobe's 3rd. Is he 3rd?
Okay, we'll do Jordan and we'll do LeBron is out.
Those 2 are out. But like,
Okay,
who's
all right.
3rd though?
All right,
I don't know.
Then all right, number 1, Kobe.
Okay. All right.
Number 2,
All right.
I'm going off favoritism for myself as well. Number 2, Ben Wallace.
That's a good one. I ain't even gonna front. I love me some Big Ben.
That's a good one, he says.
I fucking love.
I just love a
Ben
fighting dude, man.
Yeah, bro.
I love a dude that
Fuck
would
up,
beat
Ben
the
Wallace
shit out of you.
Ben Wallace 4?
No. Dennis Rodman or Ben Wallace? Who you picking?
Oh wait. Oh, those 2.
No. I'm saying who would you pick? Dennis Rodman or Ben Wallace?
Ben Wallace.
Thank
Ben
you.
Wallace. I'm going
That's
Ben
what
Wallace.
I'm saying.
Ben Wallace. Yeah.
Motherfucking aggressive. Come on.
Motherfuckers was breaking fucking bands like.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Nope, you can't.
And I'm saying out of favoritism.
You can't teach that.
And that's a little fabric. A little
Exactly.
fabric
Yeah.
band.
So okay, I'll go Kobe, Ben Wallace, and then number 3, I'm gonna go Steve Nash.
Damn, I had
Okay.
him up there. That's a good one.
All right, and now what you do is you rate it 1 through 10 how you like it.
I give it an 8. That's a good list. Steve Nash is what pulled me back in.
like we're going off of like who's the top.
No.
best
You
ever?
just say
No,
1 to
like-
10. How do you like my 3?
No, but like yours was like who's the best
You
ever.
re-
You went LeBron, Jordan, Steve
No.
Nash, Ben Wallace.
LeBron and Jordan aren't my picks. LeBron and Jordan are out of everybody's pick. Nobody can pick them
They're
because
1, 2.
clearly they're like the goats of all goats.
Yeah.
Top
Right.
3 best basketball players.
So you're saying the 3rd and the 4th best basketball players are Ben Wallace and Steve Nash?
potentially, bro. Potentially. Deep
I'm
cut.
giving that a fucking hot 2. I'm giving
All
that.
right,
That's
all
not.
right, okay, all right.
I don't agree with that.
All right.
I don't agree with that. I'm gonna
Hey,
be honest.
it's what I like. It's what I like.
I appreciate that. I love that because I'm going Shaq because I love Shaq. A lot of people don't put Shaq in the top like 5, and I'm listening to the,
fucked up. Yeah.
I'm going to the conversation. I'm going, where's Shaq? Because
Right.
Shaq's the best, right? He's the most dominant.
I would have picked
motherfucker.
Shaq over Ben.
He's a fucking dog. So I'm thinking Shaq, and then Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was doing like
Damn,
insane
you
shit.
took my shit.
Like those are it's obvious, right? That motherfucker had like 5 MVPs.
Yeah.
Like, bro, all-time leading in scoring besides after LeBron. But like, dude was insane, and he was balling too. He was like 43. So those are 2 easy ones for me. I like this. I love Steve Nash
That's a
now,
cut,
baby.
yep.
I love it.
Got to
but
get the white dude in there.
you got throw him in.
That grit,
Yeah.
dog.
All
You
right.
get third.
Oh wait, third. Okay. You want to sneak a white man in?
I almost picked all 3. I almost picked all 3 of mine for white dudes
White-
just for the fucking comedy of it.
After that,
I was about to pick some
LeBron.
Jason Williams, dude.
I'm gonna go Kareem. I went Kareem, Shaq, and then I'm gonna go. It is getting hard. Oh, wait. Oh, this is hard. Cause I don't like picking the old dudes really. I picked Kareem,
but
but
hurt your fucking head. Dog.
yeah, I picked Kareem, but he's old and shit, right?
You already picked him, motherfucker. You picked him. You picked
Yeah.
Kareem. You picked Shaq. Give me a small dude.
I'm going Kevin Durant.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, I thought you took mine. All right, thank God. I give that a 9.
I give it a 9.
Thank you.
I give it a 9. It's a damn good list there.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go Clyde Drexler, Larry Bird,
Can't forget Larry.
White dude.
and
White dude.
fuck, I just had a third, man. Ray Allen.
Ray Allen.
I thought he was gonna go Ray Allen for that 3rd. That's why I went small dude. I'll give you a 9 for sure.
Ray Allen was
Yeah, I get
fire
that at
from
9.
the corner.
I get that at 9. That
Kevin-
boy-
Taylor, give me
Save
your
the
3.
heat.
Kevin Garnett.
I'm not
was a
giving you
close
shit.
3.
I don't know anything about this.
G,
I know
Dirk.
nothing about what we're talking about.
Just say Dirk.
Sports, not me.
Throw a white man in there, Dirk.
Say
Dirk.
Kevin Garnett.
Bird.
Dirk.
Birdie.
Bird. Bird. The Bird
Johnson.
Bird Johnson.
Who do you got? Who do you got to win the championship?
I think the Nuggets are. I think the
Shut up,
Nuggets
bitch.
are.
Get the fuck out of this, dude.
I hope the Heat. I want the Heat to win though. Give me
going
JB
for Jimmy. So
man,
bad.
I want Jimmy Butler to win. He deserves that. Motherfucker's a man out there, right? But I think the Nuggets just look fucking good.
Everybody, round of applause. Jay Carnicom, everybody.
Man, round of applause for the fucking Boogered up boys.
Another round of applause. Keep it going.
Let me flick a booger on you boys before shit's over.
I fucking love that. Guys, make sure you're subscribing on all the platforms and everything. Is there anywhere that they can find any of the DAP articles or yourself?
Yeah, we got a Rumble, DAP 2K20. Rumble, fringe a little site, but it's growing a little bit. And then we have the Locals, DAP 2K20. Locals is like a site you can get every catch that we get. We're gonna throw that up there first.
Okay.
First people that's gonna see it's Locals. Obviously the bloody shit, the punches, and all that good shit. I think I'm gonna put the shooting video up there here soon. We'll release the audio of it, and that's on Jay Carnicom Locals. And then that's right now we're trying to figure it out. After that.
Next moves.
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Next moves for
Appreciate
sure.
your time,
Hell
bro.
yeah.
Appreciate
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys,
seriously.
man. I love you guys.
Make sure you guys are subscribing. Make sure you guys are leaving a comment. Make sure you guys are sharing that love, and we will catch you guys on Monday. See you soon.
Peace.
Peace.
Hey.